Huh?
Useless agent is on your TV, laptop, or your PC, whatever you call it. Useless agent is on your Facebook, laptop, or your PC, whatever you call it.
Alright. Sorry about that, yesterday's episode. We got cut short. This does tend to happen from time to time. Usually it's due to some sort of, unforeseen, just bad luck, And, in this case, it wasn't bad luck. It was just, my sister had come over, so I love my sister very, very much. So, if I'm doing the show, I'll put it on hold. If I love you, I will always I'll put the show on hold. Where we were yesterday was not necessarily where I wanted to leave off. I just wanted to try to say as much as I could as fast as I could. Now, what am I thinking? We gotta start off with our obligatory but honorary beginning bowl. So cheers to everyone out there. That's right, I'm using my normal one hitter. Man. I want to get into marijuana a little bit because I was starting to focus on that for a bit. And honestly, it was a total tangent. And it was a tangent that I went off in. But I ended up getting a few people that enjoyed it. What I guess they wanted me to continue on talking about marijuana. It's not so much as a touchy subject as it used to be. As I stated yesterday, even during my 21, my 20 something years, that was when I kind of gravitated towards alcohol because I could finally drink and I could finally go to bars and enjoy myself, and I didn't want to deprive myself of that kind of opportunity. And from being a kid, watching life go by, you can't help but wonder, is that going to be the kind of bar for me? Is that where I belong? Finding a bar is not easy. Not all bars are created equally. You have good bars, you have bad bars, you have dive bars, you have arcade bars, you have trivia bars, you have, events at bars. So no bar is created equally. No two bars are created the same. I can honestly say in my personal area, The best bars that I tend to go to in my area of the north side would probably be the bar strip that's out on Morse and Devon. It's closer to the Morse and Jarvis stations rather than Howard. There's a lot of good bars there. There's a band called the Mud Flaps, and I usually check them out when they play over there. They seem to be pretty cool about letting bands play there, and I mean that is a definite must for musicians. The hardest part about COVID for the musicians was it took away all of our momentum. I feel so bad for any musician that was out there a year before COVID, 2 years before COVID, like I was, doing well, and then COVID hit and just took away all of our gigs. Suddenly, we couldn't be in rooms that had more than 4 or 5 people. I've even noticed that in churches, to this day, they use these big glass boxes, and they don't just do it in churches. I'm not putting churches down. I'm just saying that I noticed it first in churches. But if you watch Saturday Night Live, if you watch any of the late night shows, I'm not a personal fan of any of them, except for Seth Meyers. I think Seth Meyers is probably the only one that's been doing anything even remotely interesting, because his style of comedy is definitely an off the wall type comedy, and I enjoy that type of humor. It reminds me a lot of what Conan used to do. If you're also noticing, yes, my hair is blonde. See. I was gonna start off by doing a whole Trump impression, because if you saw any pictures I put out yesterday, there were some really cool black streaks that were coming out of here. And I'm Italian, so my hair is thick. It's very good hair. And I guess the damp, bleached hair had eventually dripped into my black hair, which then completely demolished my streak aesthetic thing I was going. Um, so yeah, when you see me later on in the afternoon, I will be doing a second show. I'm aware that we don't get many viewers at this time. A lot of people are still at work. A lot of people don't care to watch this early. Excuse me. And also, to anyone complaining about my coughing and my clearing my throat, I have to do it. I'm sorry. It's just something I have to do. It's not a nervous tick. Also, the word I say a lot. Really, I think it's because I went to a school that used to charge us like 5 cents every time we said the word anytime. So we had to get on stage one day, and each one of us were assigned to talk as long as humanly possible without saying er, anything that would show, anything that would fill in a gap, like that. So, being the smartass that I always was, I decided to simply talk as slow as I possibly could. So it bought me so much extra time. And then I threw in and finished, like I said but since I was talking so slowly, I turned into umbrella. And I'll never forget that teacher. And I really do appreciate what she was trying to do, because is a very annoying habit. And unfortunately, I've managed to collect that habit. On my own, I never did, but I caught it from other people, just like sickness. I've never been sick in my life, unless someone else I love, or someone that I'm intimate with, or that I live with and I'm close with. So it'll either be my girlfriend or my kids that get me sick. I don't get sick on my own. But if my kids are sick, I will rub their hands until they sweat so it all comes to me. And as hardcore atheist and agnostic as I am, I actually do say some prayers from my Catholic Bible, because simply out of just habit. My mother raised me Catholic, and so I went with that. So, again, this is simply a little catch-up episode that I wanted to do to apologize about yesterday ending so abruptly. So, when you see me in the next probably about 2 hours, I will definitely not have blonde hair anymore. So, enjoy it while it lasts. Again, people were asking me about guitars, and so today it seems like the topics are weed and guitars. And so, since that has become a recurring question, I decided to make that a theme for this upcoming episode for today. So today is going to be all about weed and guitars. So if you don't like smoking pot, I suggest go watch my Don't Vote video, or watch my video on personal strength. I mean, there's so many videos on so many topics, and the one thing I will not go back on, the one thing I refuse to go back on is, I promised when this show first started, when I first started coming up with STS and Shoot the Shit, I instantly said I do not want to focus on celebrity worship. I am not going to be talking about celebrities. I don't care about celebrities. I don't worship the ground they walk on. I couldn't give a flying shit about what Forrest Whitaker ate for breakfast. And I was talking with a friend of mine earlier, and I honestly think that shows like TMZ have completely ruined television, because it's no longer an art form when you have an entire channel or an entire TV show that is simply based on the minuscule, trivial daily lives of celebrities. Now, I mean, you have to be one lonely son of a bitch to have to follow what Tom Cruise ate for lunch, instead of living your life and going out and meeting people and doing something with yourself. I will never understand why anyone watches TMZ. It's just like, it's just stupidity porn, in my opinion, because you have an entire show focused on harassment. I mean, that's all it is. We're going to make an entire 30-minute program where all we do is harass celebrities. And honestly, the viewership grows almost yearly. And so when I watched it for the first time, I thought, this is not going to last. And it has lasted so damn long that it just shows that, I mean, people are just sad. Because it's a terrible show. It's run by very, very bad people. And, you know, honestly, I never had a problem with Harvey until he when he was on People's Court, never had a problem with the guy. But once he decided to start building an empire on the backs of the private lives of celebrities, I don't know. I thought that was a huge backstep, not only in television, but in just the lack of imagination from every person that excuse me, any person that just watches the show. It's insulting to your intelligence. There's so much better television out there, and there's so many better things you could be doing with your life than watching that piece of crap. So, I love how TMZ is constantly made fun of on South Park, because they are the leeches of modern day society. That's gonna wrap up my catch-up episode. So when I get back, I know that the tagline was supposed to be about pain and the discovery of self within it. And, you know, if I can get to that topic, I will. So, the show is never meant to be on just one topic anyway. So, we'll be talking weed, guitars, and pain. And so we got 3 different topics, and we're going to be approaching all that at 1 o'clock, so I'll be back in about 3 hours. And when we come back, 2 hours. So when we come back, please jump into the forum, give us what you got. If you agree with anything I said just recently, you know, feel free to comment. Let us know what you think about decriminalizing marijuana, let alone legalizing it. And we're so far past the medical use of marijuana that the argument is no longer about the medical. It's about recreational. That's what the argument should be about, because it is the safest damn thing you can do. And so we're going to be hitting up all that stuff around 1 o'clock, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a couple hours. Now I have to go get rid of this horrible golden monster on my head, because otherwise I'm going to have to change my name to like Gaiman Targaryen or something, you know. Well, my name's Guy, so yeah, Gaiman Targaryen. I don't know. I'll think of it later. So, thanks a lot. Like I said, we'll be back in 2 hours, and we got plenty more show coming up. So, you know, give us a couple hours, and we'll be back. Love you guys. Take care of each other. And, hey, don't cut me off. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. Love each other. And also,
Useless agent is on your TV or laptop or your PC, whatever you call it. Useless agent is on your Facebook, laptop or your PC, whatever you call it.